And the Lord spoke to Moses and said, "Write down for Israel the law of the Sabbath and the festivals, for these times are ordained on the heavenly tablets, and you must observe them exactly lest you fall into error." Jubilees 5:2. This focus on the cosmic calendar isn't as prominent in the traditional Bible, where the Sabbath and festivals are mentioned but without the same emphasis on their cosmic origins. Jubilees stresses that following this calendar is key to remaining in God's favor, as it aligns human life with the divine plan. While the Mosaic law in the Bible is given specifically to the Israelites, Jubilees presents these laws as eternal, binding not only for Israel but for all generations and even the angels. The Book of Jubilees emphasizes that the laws written on the heavenly tablets are not just temporary guidelines for a single nation. They are eternal commandments that govern both heaven and earth. In Jubilees, the laws given to Moses are meant to be observed by all of God's creation, including the angels, who are portrayed as keeping the Sabbath and observing God's festivals in heaven. This makes the Mosaic law part of the universal order, extending beyond just humanity and connecting the spiritual realm to the physical realm. And the law that was given to Moses on Mount Sinai is eternal and will be observed in heaven and on earth. The angels keep the Sabbath, and the righteous will observe the commandments forever. Jubilees 50:13. This idea of the eternal law isn't as explicit in the traditional Bible, where the focus is on the covenant between God and Israel. In Jubilees, however, the law is portrayed as part of the fabric of the universe, binding both angels and humans to God's cosmic order. In Jubilees, the future of Israel is not left to chance. It is part of a divinely ordained timeline that has been written on the heavenly tablets since the beginning of time. This timeline outlines the rise and fall of nations, the exile and return of Israel, and the eventual judgment that will come upon the world. Everything that happens in human history, from the creation to the final judgment, follows the cosmic schedule that is recorded in heaven. One of the unique features of Jubilees is its insistence that these events are preordained and that nothing happens outside of God's divine plan. The book provides a prophetic overview of Israel's journey, explaining that their exile, suffering, and restoration were all written in the heavenly records and they must unfold according to the divine calendar. And all that will come upon Israel was written on the heavenly tablets, from their rebellion to their redemption. And the times appointed for their deliverance were fixed long ago. Jubilees 23:32. While Genesis and Exodus focus on specific events in Israel's history, Jubilees provides a broader view, showing that Israel's destiny is part of a larger cosmic plan that has already been determined. Jubilees places a strong emphasis on the role of angels. Throughout Israel's history, their involvement becomes even more critical in the end times. In Jubilees, the angels of the Lord are responsible for executing God's judgment on the nations, ensuring that His divine will is carried out both in heaven and on earth. As the end of days approaches, Jubilees describes how angels will descend to separate the righteous from the wicked, gathering those who have remained faithful to God's commandments. The Book of Jubilees also introduces the idea that Mastema, the leader of the evil spirits, will be bound and cast into the abyss, symbolizing the ultimate defeat of the forces of darkness. And the Lord will send His angels to gather His chosen, and they shall bind the prince of the evil spirits, casting him into the abyss until the time of judgment when he shall be destroyed forever. Jubilees 23:29. This portrayal of angels as agents of divine justice adds a unique layer to the end times prophecy. While the traditional Bible speaks of angels in the context of judgment, see Revelation, Jubilees presents a detailed vision of their role in the spiritual warfare that will unfold in the last days. One of the central themes in Jubilees is the prophetic vision of Israel's redemption. The book emphasizes that despite Israel's rebellion and exile, God has already determined a time when they will be restored to their land and renewed in their covenant with Him. This restoration is not just a political event, it's a spiritual renewal that aligns with the cosmic plan written in the heavenly tablets. According to Jubilees, the redemption of Israel will come after a period of great tribulation during which the nation will be purified. The law will be re-established, and the people will once again walk in holiness, preparing them for the coming of the Messiah and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. And the time will come when the children of Israel will turn back to the Lord with all their heart, and he will gather them from the nations and establish them in their land as it was written on the heavenly tablets. Jubilees 23:26. While the traditional Bible also speaks of Israel's restoration, see Isaiah and Jeremiah, Jubilees adds the detail that this restoration is part of a predetermined timeline with specific events already recorded in the heavenly records. In the end times, Jubilees describes the coming of a messianic kingdom, where God's chosen ruler, often interpreted as the Messiah, will establish righteousness on earth. The Book of Jubilees emphasizes that this kingdom will mark the end of the current age and the beginning of God's eternal rule, where the law will be upheld and the righteous will inherit the earth. The final judgment in Jubilees involves the separation of the righteous from the wicked, with the wicked being cast into the lake of fire, where they will be destroyed forever. Mastema and his evil spirits will be defeated, and the Messiah will rule in peace and justice. This vision of the end times is consistent with the apocalyptic imagery found in the Book of Revelation, but Jubilees adds more emphasis on the role of the law and the cosmic order being restored. And the Lord will establish his kingdom on earth, and the righteous shall rule with him. For the law shall be written on their hearts, and the wicked shall be cast into the lake of fire. Jubilees 50:13. This messianic kingdom in Jubilees reflects a vision of a restored creation, where the law is fully observed, and the righteous are rewarded for their faithfulness. The final judgment brings about the ultimate defeat of evil, ushering in an era of eternal peace. If you found value in this deep dive into the Book of Jubilees and its unique cosmic vision of biblical history, be sure to share this video with others who might be interested in exploring these profound mysteries. By sharing, you help us continue uncovering ancient texts and revealing the hidden layers of God's eternal plan. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Deep Bible Stories, and join the conversation in the comments. Together, we can delve even deeper into these fascinating biblical insights